My creepy neighbor wants to watch my baby while I'm gone on vacation. So I have an absolutely adorable 18-month-old little girl Jane. She's the light of my life. I live about 1,000 miles from my family in a relatively touristy area, and when I go back to visit for holidays I take her with me. Well, I was talking with my neighbor about the upcoming trip I was taking in February and how my cousin had asked to use my place when I was gone. My cousin and I are extremely close and he has watched Jane for me in the past. I agreed to let him use the house on the condition that my cousin looks after Jane for me, as this time I am not bringing her due to personal reasons. My cousin agreed as she loves Jane and can't wait. Well, my neighbor was a bit offended that I wouldn't ask him to. He claims he'd be just as good as my cousin to take care of my little girl. But he said some things when we're over that just make me uncomfortable, about how overweight my little girl is and how I should let her go outside, and if he was looking after her he'd let her go outside and play. The thing about my neighbor is, he is a nice guy but he is on parole. I know him well enough to have a conversation about a holiday, but definitely not close enough to trust him with my baby. I told him this and he seemed a little offended and told me to think about my offer. The weird thing is, he can also be a bit creepy. I have seen him look at Jane from a distance sometimes for a little too long for my liking and has complimented her puccal eye necklace to me sometimes. Although I trust he would not hurt her, I had a weird feeling about it. Also, it stresses me out thinking he could have his door open and Jane could run off. I brought this up to my parents and my dad sided with me, claiming my guts were never wrong. However, my mom thinks my neighbor would be fine and doesn't see the problem, and I'm being a jerk for feeling uncomfy. I told her he is a 60-year-old man I don't know and neither does Jane, but she still insists. Also, Jane is an adorable bluff pinky orange cat.